What do I need to play my electronic drum kit live? Are you thinking about taking your electronic drum kit to the stage, using it on live gigs? It's not as simple as plugging it in and playing. In this video, I'll walk you through exactly what you need to ensure you sound great and hear yourself clearly during a live performance. And more importantly, I will provide some simple tips to solve any setup issues, so stick around to avoid some common pitfalls drummers face when playing electronic kits live. Hey, developing beatmasters. Welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you've ever wondered what it takes to play your electronic drum kit live, you're not alone. The setup is a bit more complex than with an acoustic kit, but with the right gear and approach, you can make it work like a charm. Today, we'll discuss everything from monitoring your sound to choosing the right amplification, and even touch on why drum triggers might be a smart alternative. Let's dive in. When it comes to playing your electronic drum kit live, there are two key things to consider: what you hear as the drummer and how your sound translates to the audience, as well as additional considerations. Point 1. Personal monitoring. First, let's talk about what you hear. A dedicated monitor is essential for any live situation. Without one, you'll struggle to hear yourself clearly, especially when competing with loud bassists and especially guitarists. For personal monitoring, you have a couple of options. The first option is a wedge monitor. This is a speaker that sits on the floor and points directly at you. A good quality wedge monitor will cost around $800 and more, and should be able to handle the dynamic range of your electronic kit. The second option would be a dedicated drum amp. Yamaha and Roland both offer robust drum amps in the $600 to $800 range. But understand that this is just an estimate. These are specifically designed for electronic kits and are a great solution for personal on-stage monitoring. If possible, work with your sound engineer to pump just your drum mix into a wedge monitor or drum amp, while the rest of the band uses separate monitors. This way you can clearly hear your kit as you would an acoustic kit, without competing for space in the overall mix. It goes without saying that the more complex the setup, the better you will be able to control the exact sound you want to hear on stage. Point 2. Band and PA considerations. Next, think about how your sound translates to the band and the audience. With an electronic kit, your sound is usually sent directly through the main PA system, meaning the band leader or sound engineer controls your volume and tone, etc. This can be both a blessing and a curse. It's great because it ensures consistency in your sound for the audience, but it also means you have less direct control, which is why your on-stage monitor is so important. To mimic the dynamic presence of an acoustic drum kit, you'll need high-quality amplification at your end. Acoustic kits naturally project and cut through the mix, whereas electronic kits can easily get drowned out without sufficient power, from the perspective of the drummer as he sits behind the kit and plays it. Point 3. Evaluating the gig setup. The size and nature of your gig will ultimately dictate your setup. For smaller gigs, the cost, weight and complexity of setting up additional amplification might outweigh the benefits of using an electronic kit. In those situations, you may want to rely on acoustic drums instead, or give the sound engineer complete control of what is heard out front. But of course, this should be the case on most gigs. The real struggle comes when you want to balance what you want to hear on stage and what the engineer wants to hear out front. And of course, when setting up your on-stage sound, you have to take notice of what the other musicians hear also. Watch their reactions and ask their opinions, their preferences and so on. However, for larger gigs where a PA system is available, a well thought out electronic drum setup can shine. Just make sure you've got the power and clarity to hold your own in the mix. Point 4. A hybrid approach. If you're looking for a middle ground, consider using drum triggers on your acoustic kit. Triggers allow you to amplify your acoustic heads electronically, giving you the best of both worlds. This eliminates many of the challenges of playing a fully electronic kit live, such as amplification struggles and lost dynamics. Of course, this depends on whether your acoustic kit is mic'd up or not. Key takeaways. Personal monitoring is non-negotiable. Invest in a good wedge monitor, drum amp or small yet powerful PA system. Work closely with your sound engineer to balance your sound in the mix. Choose your setup based on the size and demands of the gig. For more versatility, consider hybrid setups with drum triggers on an acoustic kit. At the end of the day, it's all about ensuring you can hear yourself clearly and deliver a powerful, dynamic performance. My own experience of playing an electronic drum kit on live gigs is limited to a band I worked with for a year or so. I played a Simmons SDS-8. For each song, I had to turn several knobs to get the specific sounds I wanted for the individual songs. I worked all of this out in the practice room, so knew what I was doing on stage. The engineer supplied me with 2 wedge monitors, and he took care of everything. All I had to do was play and program in between songs. I got this off to a T, and everything went very smoothly. It will serve you to also consider setting the kit up. Complex electronic kits would be a pain to set up every night. You may have to change the plastic rack clamps for more robust metal ones and have a well-labelled wiring system to make wiring things up quick and simple. Then, of course, there are the cases or drum bags. The rack system could easily be folded and carried intact, which will save you a lot of bother. Then you could use drum bags for the drums. So, whether you're using a dedicated monitor, a drum amp, or exploring hybrid setups, the key to playing your electronic kit live is all about preparation and flexibility. Creating a system that is efficient and works without damaging the drums or module. The module should of course be cased securely. Now that you've got the basics, you're ready to hit the stage with confidence. Just think things through beforehand, then use practice sessions to perfect your setup systems. One last thing, I had to program each kit for each song, but it would be a good idea in a more general drumming situation to have a standard kit setup, then change that to suit each song. It goes without saying that the standard kit should be developed, tuned and mixed well before and during practice sessions, in order to make it work as a longer-term solution. In the next video, we'll tackle another common drumming question. Should I polish my cymbals? We'll discuss the pros, cons and best practices for maintaining your gear. Until then, bye for now.